Hello, everybody. Welcome to Fruitful Trees. I got a very special video here for you today. We're not on location, but we're here with our friend Tony. Right, Tony?
Yes, Paul.
Tony,
This is
tell
Tony.
us where are you located, Tony?
I'm in Largo, Florida right now. That's
Tony's in
where.
Lago, Florida, which is near Clearwater. And I was speaking to Tony today over the internet, and Tony told me he had something really special, and I had to get on here and have him on to show what he has. Uh, Tony has a bunch of mango trees, and what he does is he goes to people's houses and he grafts trees for them, and he has a bunch of grafting. Uh, he's like a grafting specialist, and that's what he does. But in his own house, he has a bunch of trees. How many mango trees do you have, Tony?
We have 63 right now.
63. Now tell everybody how much room you have for them.
Well, our lot is only 80 by 140, and so that's it. Just a little less than a quarter acre.
So less than a quarter acre, you got 60 mango trees. And how close did you plant them together?
Well, most of the trees are probably about 3 to 4 feet apart, and so we to get that many in, you had to do it this way. We
Okay.
actually we made a mango wall, which I can show you later if you want.
Oh yeah, I want us to see your mangoes in a few minutes, and then we'll go look at your super grafted tree. But first, I wanted to get a little bit of your thinking, Tony. So,
Sure.
well, when did you start planting?
Well, first of all, we've had two trees on the property for probably about 10 years, the Julie and we had a Malika. And about 2 years ago, those were the only really mangoes I had ever tasted in my life. And then we started tasting some mangoes, and I couldn't believe all the different varieties out there. So it got me and Dave so excited, Davey Wavy. We started planting trees. We took out palm trees and we planted mango trees. And that's how we got up to 63. And right now we have up to 95 varieties. Have we tried all 95 of those? No.
Okay, do you have any other fruit trees other than mangoes?
Well, we do have a orange tree and a lemon tree in a pot, but those are that's all. Mainly it's just
Okay.
mango.
Okay. So where did you get most of your mangoes from?
Well, we actually went searching far and wide in Florida, that is. We've gotten some off Planogram. Have you ever heard of that? We a lot of local nurseries around here. We've gotten many. Let's see, Food Forest, Tampa. He gave us. We bought 10 off of him,
Okay.
Mike Gonzalez. But actually, we've gotten them all over Florida.
Okay, so various different places. Okay, so now have you seen my videos before?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
I love
So
them.
like in planting 3 feet or 4 feet apart, what's your goal? I know the high intensity gardening is something you're interested in, but like how successful do you plan on being, and what's your goal? Is your goal to just eat different varieties of mangoes, or if you're doing this as a hobby, what's your goal?
Yeah, actually, it's really all the above, but mostly our main goal is for us. Um, you know, it's really hard to find some of these mangoes. For one, you have to order them, because there's not a lot of places around here that sell mangoes. So that's why we have all these varieties, because we want to make sure that we can eat them every year.
Okay. So 95 trees, I mean, even if you get one mango a tree, that's still 95 mangoes. So that's pretty good.
And
Um,
we're not expecting a ton. Now, don't get me wrong. Behind me is the Malika. That Malika's been there 12 or 13 years. And yeah, we got 200 off it last year or the year before, but that's not our goal. When we do get a lot, we share them with a lot of people. We have a lot of friends that like them. And so mainly this is for us, but whatever's left over, or if we have a lot, we're all about sharing the mangoes. But let me tell you, there's one other thing too. Like as you all know, I'm a grafter, so I've gotten a lot of seedlings. I've grafted some seedlings for the people and the neighbors in our neighborhood, and so that's the biggest thing. Why I have these trees as well, so I can use some of the budwood to make special trees for certain people, because a lot of people like different trees. They want their own variety on that tree, and down the road, if that comes to that, I may even do that for people. But anyways, that's really, those are the two big reasons why we have so many trees here.
Great. So of the 60 something trees you have in the 95 varieties, are they all in the ground?
They are, every one of them are in the ground. Yes.
Are they on water? Are they on irrigation?
Yes. Yep. They're on irrigation now. They are on. We have what we call reclaimed water here, and I don't. We've never had any problem with any of the mango tasting, anything with using the reclaimed water. But of course, like I said, it's on our sprinkler head, so it comes on probably at least 2 times a week, and in the hot summer 3 times, to make sure that they're
Is your house
well watered.
are you part of an HOA or do you just is it your own house?
No, this is our own house. There's no HOA in our neighborhood. There used to be, but there isn't anymore.
And how close do you live from the street and foot traffic?
Oh, we have a nice corner lot, and to be honest with you, it's with all these trees out here in our front. We had a lot of mangoes out there this year, and nobody took any, if you can believe that. But I also made some community trees along the road that I'm going to let the neighbors have the fruit on. That's what it's all about. So
Great. So can we take a look before I know you have one tree, and that's one of the main reasons why I want you on is before we look at it though, I want to look at your other mango trees. But the one tree you have one tree that has how many grafts on it?
it has 61 that
61.
have taken and are growing. 61
So
varieties.
61 that are taken and grown. So we're going to close off with that at the end. I want to see your trees.
Okay.
Show us your trees that you have now that are planted 3 to 4 feet apart that you've got in the ground on less than a quarter acre of 60 trees.
Okay, hold on. I gotta.
Yeah, just press that and you'll go.
Hold on. I can't get it to. For some reason, this meeting is being recorded.
Yeah, just when you figure out the same place that you clicked it before, it'll turn your camera down.
It's not because it's being recorded. I think it's not. It won't let me turn it around. Oh wait. Okay, got it. Okay, there it is. Sorry. Okay, it was a.
It should take a moment.
Here it comes.
There you go. Okay, great.
Sorry about that, everybody.
Okay, so look.
All right, so now, first of all, since we're right here in the front of the house, I'm going to show you a grouping of trees. We used to have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trees in this grouping, and this grouping here, they're about 3 feet apart. And as you see right there, we have a big Malika. That's a baby Malika that bloomed last year. It would have definitely had a lot of fruit, but we took them all off because we wanted it to get big. We're going to let that thing get big and hang the fruit over that sidewalk that you see, and people can take the fruit right there while they're walking. And then right beside it, we have a big Super Julie. That's what you see. And then right here is a dwarf Hawaiian. It had 13 fruit on last year on the first round, and then it flowered again with all that fruit on for a small tree, and I took all that off. But this year, I'm going to let it fruit both
And
times.
how old are those trees we're looking at right now?
Now, if you would believe this, all these trees, about a year and a half ago, were probably maybe about 2 feet tall. So they have grown pretty far. The Malika is about 8, 9 feet up there, and the Super Julie is probably about 7 feet. And the dwarf Hawaiian is 5 feet, and then right next to it is the Angie Tony. I've been putting Tony grafts on there because I want to make that an Angie Tony tree. Tony is a variety that's in the neighborhood across the way. A lady has a seedling over there that's 10 years old, and the tree is as big as our Super Julie after 10 years. And let me tell you, the fruit gets ripe in the end of June, and it's just incredible. Giant, fiberless, sweet. So no one named it, so I call it the Tony. So I'm actually right in the middle of putting the Tony onto this Angie, and I've already got 5 or 6 to take. For instance, like right here. Yeah. This here's a Tony right here. You see me shaking. That's a Tony.
Got you. So you're located north of Orlando? Hello?
Yeah, no, we're not north of Orlando. We're over by Tampa Bay.
I mean, are you north of Tampa Bay?
No, we're not north. We're direct west.
Okay, west of Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We're sandwiched between the Gulf and the Bay, and because of that, our little area here in Pinellas County on this little island is about I call it an island. It's really warm because of the warm waters. So we're 10A here, and so it doesn't get as doesn't like that cold spell last year. We only got down to 35 here, if you can believe that. And all those people lost all those trees that went. And that cold went all the way down to Naples. It was down there in the 20s.
Wow. So go ahead, show us some more of your trees.
Okay, so anyway, so that's the front. So real quick, I'll just go down. I'll show you these seedlings along the road here that we're doing. This here little one here is a fruit punch that I put there. And then down here, I'll show you. When you come down this sidewalk, like I said, this is the outside of our property. Our fence is to the right, and that's 6 feet. So you really can't see over the fence. But when you look right here, here's the first seedling I was going to show you. The top of that is all cat. Now, all of this seedling, I have peach cobbler the cat. I have a Donna, which is the lady's seedling that she has, and she didn't name it, so I named it after her. And that's a nice big late variety season, fiberless, beautiful, very good.
Okay. We want to make sure your connection stays okay. It's good right now, so you're okay.
Okay.
Right now.
Oh, good. So yeah. So Duncan, and then we have Bell Pride, and then we have a fruit punch. So that's the other seedling, and then we have one more big seedling. So I'm gonna hopefully we shouldn't lose you. So far, so I'm just gonna go just down to the end here. You'll see this is the other seedling here. We have Sunrise up on top, and we have White Prairie and 015. That's what I grafted on the top. And then when you come down about the middle ways, I put Edward on there. I put a Crimson Delight. And then when you come down even further, you'll see Fruit Punch and Cack. And I think that's it. So anyway, so that's the other seedling. Now, again, that is, you can see in that whole area, that'll be able to spread out and take that whole area over. And this is this seedling that's along the road, which, again, I'm going to even put signs that says that they can have these fruit. But, it's really going to be for the neighbors. That's who's going to take the fruit. So now I'll bring you around the backyard and I'll show you the trees in the backyard. So this is coming in our backyard. And first tree here, this is a rosy gold. And most of our trees are usually 2 or more varieties. But then there's about maybe 10 that aren't. And here's one that's just rosy gold by itself. But as you can see, the growth up here, that's that mixed bloom. I don't know if you can see it, but that's what.
Yes.
Some of this rosy gold is turning into mixed bloom. The second tree here, would you believe all these trees were tiny? Now this tree here was 1 foot big when I got it last June, not this past June, a year ago June. Some on there, and I also put Pimp on that. So now that's going to be an
Tony, the connection's breaking up a little, Tony. The connection's breaking up a little.
And when you come right, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. The connection's breaking up a little, so.
Okay, I'll try to stay more closer to the house. This tree here is our cotton candy. Would you believe that tree was just 3 feet tall, just maybe 13 months ago? And look at it now. All these trees were fed what I call mango drip, which is 20-20-20. And I put 1 tablespoon in 2 gallons of water, and I put it around the drip line. And that's what made these trees shoot up like you see them. As you see this right here, what I'm looking in front, that's a Pickering tree that was only 2 feet tall a year ago, April. And look at it now, it's 7 feet tall. It's my secret that I got from a guy his name is Doug Lemieux on the mango thing. I was talking to him, and he told me what to do, how to grow these mangoes faster. And so I took his advice, added a few other little things with the fish emulsion and stuff, and all of that has made these mangoes just go crazy. So, and to tell you the truth, even last year I put mango drip, which is nitrogen all the way to October. Would you believe this pickering tree right in front of you? That thing had 20 fruit on just in itself, and the fruit were incredible, even though I had given it nitrogen in October. So I don't know what to say, but that's what we've done here, and that's how we've gotten our mangoes to grow so big. Can you hear me, Paul? Still?
I hear you. What about the pruning? Do you plan on pruning these trees and keeping them small?
Yes. So now, when you see here, I won't be able to go all the way down through. I'll go around the pool, but this is like this is our mango alley. We're gonna keep this aligned straight down through, and we're gonna keep these. As you see that wire up, it's the only place that we have to worry about wire, and that wire is about 8 feet tall. So these trees that are under the wire will never get above that. But all the other trees, we're gonna try to keep them about 8 feet tall, and we're gonna prune them if it's every year. If it's every other year, we don't know yet. We're gonna have to play this by ear because this is all new to us.
Yes.
So we have some, as you can see down through there, all these varieties. It goes all the way around the yard. You see this all the way around, and I'm telling you what, this is the newest area, Paul. We just did. We put out all these palm trees, and we just planted these mangoes. And here's a good example. I hope you can still see me or hear it. This mango here, this is a 5 variety tree that I just did up. And I'm telling you what, I did this tree here on a Veil Pride rootstock. And I'm telling you what, they have all taken, and we're probably going to end up putting it right where you see that there, because that tree that we moved doesn't look good, and I don't know if it's going to come out or not.
Now,
But as you can see all the way around,
did you reply to me that you have you saw my video on 3 trees in 1 hole, and you said you have that somewhere as well?
Oh yeah. Let me go back to it. I'm sorry, it's perfect. It's right here. Okay. Here's three trees in 1 hole, and this tree that you see here, that you have the Maha, you have the PKM, and then you have the NDM number 4. Now you see a whole bunch of trees right there. That's all 3. Look, we'll go down in here and look, and you can see how far they are apart. They're about a foot apart in a triangle, and they're growing straight up through. Now I've grafted on some of these trees already, like you see there. That's the Carla and Fruit Punch I grafted onto that. But the reason I'm grafting on that tree is because we've tasted the NDM number 4. We love NDM, but NDM number 4 last year didn't taste good at all. And I'm afraid that if this one, because we haven't tasted this one, if this one tastes just like the other ones, we're going to top work that with these grafts that I put on there, and we'll let them take over the tree and over the NDM4, I should say. But the the PKM, that's a great mango. We love that. And also the Maha is in there, and we just love that. But that's 3 varieties real close. Have you ever seen that so close like that, Paul?
Yeah, I just made a video about that. That's amazing. But yeah. So
how close were yours planted? Were the ones planted? Were they planted closer than that, or is that?
They were that close, but I did a video. I did a video a while ago with a man who planted a bunch of trees that close, and that was like 7 or 8 years ago. And he's redoing everything now because eventually the trees got too tall.
Yeah, we're not going to let ours get real tall. No.
Yeah. Well,
but it's good. It's going to take pruning and stuff, and we'll see how it goes. Along the side of the house, I'll tell you, this over here is really nice. I'm really excited about this over here because this is going to be a wall of mangoes along the side of the house. I'll show you. It really starts all the way down, but when you come, you can see how pretty these trees are. I mean, they're already up to the fence. This is going to be. We're going to keep this all lined up, and as you see along the fence here, we're going to have them cut off, where the sidewalk is, and so it's just going to be a wall. And we'll let it get up over the fence, maybe about, I don't know, 3 feet or so, and that's it. We won't let them get on, either the roof or whatever. So there'll be some pruning, but it'll be really, really nice when it's all said and done,
And show us the tree that you have. How many varieties on one tree?
61? Oh, 61. Yeah, 61. Hold on. That one's up front. That's our Julie. I'll tell you what I did with the Julie, because those were our first 2, and because I got into grafting, if you're going to be a grafter, you have to be able to practice. And that's what we did. I practiced from the Malika to the Julie. And oh my God, I must have put, I don't know how many on there at first. And, when you see right there's the Malika, look at that shape. Isn't that the most prettiest? That's the prettiest Malika I've ever seen in my life. I'm telling you, not just because we own it. That is just beautiful, that shape. But anyways, I was putting them from there over here to the Julie. So this is the Julie now that has 61 varieties. And they're all marked, as you can see. And you can take those off, and I can still tell you where everything's at and what it all is. I mean, when you graft like that, you just know. You know what I mean? 61 varieties. I mean, it's crazy.
Did you use different type of grafts, or did you use one particular graft?
No, they were all different. Well, I mean, there were just two different ones I used. I used the wedge, and I used a veneer. Those were the two, but probably the wedge was probably done the most on there. And then because for whatever reason, when I first started using the veneer, it wasn't taking. I wasn't doing something right. I wasn't lining up something right. But when so I was always using the wedge. But then for some reason, I watched some video a little bit more, from somebody, and I practiced with it, and I got really, really good with it, and so now I kind of use that the most.
That's the wedge graft you're saying, right?
Yeah, the wedge, or excuse me, the veneer is the one I use the most now.
Okay.
But the wedge was the one I used all the time. First, you see how pretty that tree is?
Yes. Wow.
Isn't that a beautiful tree? And the fruit just hang down on it. It says right next to these sidewalks, and not one person stole any.
Wow.
We have a honeykiss graft on here that had 17 to 20 on this right here. Can you believe that? And they just hang there the whole time. And eventually, I put some bags on. Again, like I said, nobody took any. I mean, it was pretty cool.
Wow. So
see right up here, that there is an Alfonso right there. That whole branch. Do you see that? Isn't that a cool branch?
Now, get closer to the house so you can hear me. Okay. Did you have? Can you hear me?
I can hear you good.
Yeah, maybe get closer.
Yeah, I hear you good.
Connection. Have you had any issues with bacterial black spot or any other diseases on the trees?
I have not. Although, hold on one second. There was a variety. There was a variety on there I had that did have bacterial black spot, and it was all over everywhere on it only. And someone told me just cut it off because and it'll be okay. And it was. And once I cut it off and I sprayed the tree and everything, we never had it anywhere else on the tree at all. I forget what the variety was. It was. We don't even have it anymore because I got rid of it. I didn't want any black spot.
Okay. And speaking of the spraying of the tree, do you spray your trees in general anyway?
Yes, I spray copper on the trees once a month, no matter what. And I think that's the reason why. Like for instance, I'll give you a good example. We have about 6 Kents on that tree. All the leaves, all the fruit were just beautiful, perfect, no problems at all. Our neighbor down the road has a whole tree that's a Kent only, and his fruit he had bacterial black spot all over him. He had he had all kinds of diseases on him, and I just told him what to spray. I told him to spray the fruit and the tree once a month. And I'm telling you right now, if you go look at his tree now, the leaves are perfect. His fruit was the most perfect fruit ever this year, and that was because he sprayed the fruit as well as the tree. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't know that, but
he actually sprayed the tree when the fruit was on it.
Oh, sure, yes, and the fruit right on there. Yes. It didn't do a thing to any of that. But no, he didn't overspray it. And when I say once a month, that ain't that often. But like, and then if it rained for a whole week or something, of course, right after that, you always spray copper as well. At least we do, anyways, here. Because if not, you get fungus and everything else.
So,
but copper's one of the things we've used the most, though. That's one of the and the only other problem we had last year. Now I don't know what we're gonna when all these other varieties. I don't know what's going to happen when they are ripe or when they get bigger. I don't know if we'll have any other like what the powdery mildew problem. But last year, we used the sulfur, and that took care of that as well. So we didn't lose any panicles or anything to powdery mildew or anything. But let me tell you, something I just found out about that is that's something you have to prevent it. So in other words, if you know the dry and cold season is coming and whatever, you should be spraying your trees. We've sprayed copper or sulfur on our trees already, and when the flowers come out, like which the rosa has flowers right now. I'm going to go spray those panicles with the sulfur to prevent any powdery mildew. That's what it's all about. If you get powdery mildew on there, it's almost too late because it's hard to get it off at that point.
Yes. Wow. Well, that's
But
great.
that's what we do.
Now, where's your desire to grow any other types of fruits? You don't want any other fruit trees?
We don't actually. We just fell in love with mangoes. We had some orange trees, and a bunch of other people were trying to get us with I don't know, all these other fruiting trees, because a lot of our friends around here have all that stuff. But we didn't get into it because we just wanted mangoes. And we went over like Mango Dave. This is a friend of mine in Clearwater. We went over to his house, and he gave us a piece of peanut butter fruit. I put that in my mouth, and yeah, I tasted peanut butter, but it still didn't taste good to me, and I spit it out. So you see what I mean? That's what I'm saying. I guess you got to have a knack or a taste for those things. Like you, I know you have a lot of other trees in your yard besides mangoes. I see all your videos, and you must really like that fruit. I mean, because other than that, you wouldn't be putting it in your yard. Who turned you onto that, Paul?
Of which fruit?
Of all the other fruit besides mango, because you have a bunch of other types of fruit in your yard.
Yeah, well, I want fruit all year round, and so I
Oh,
want
okay,
variety. So that's why I just don't stick to one fruit, because if I just stick to one fruit, then it's only one season.
right. That's true. That's true.
Yeah,
But
yeah. But that's great what you got growing on there, and I'm very interested to seeing how that continues to flourish. But I'll have to send you some videos about the person I know who was doing something similar, and now his new thinking. And
oh,
yeah,
okay.
I'll send you
Yeah, I
that.
would like to see that.
But yeah, thank you for getting on here. And and now, so I know you say you do grafting, and you're in a Clearwater area. If somebody wanted to get in touch with you is this something you do for a business or a hobby to graft other
Yeah,
people?
it's just a hobby right now. That's all it is for me as a hobby. Like I said, I made like I don't know, about 75 trees, different variety trees. I have all kinds of varieties back there, and I did a lot of them for the neighborhood. And so whatever's left over, I'm gonna sell to people at a good rate. And and then if anybody wants me to do them up a tree, they can message me, and I can do up a tree for them. But Dave and I will be going around different places. We love to bring our budwood and bring it to your house and put our varieties on your trees if it's the variety you want, of course. But we will be doing that. We'll be coming down to your area in the spring. Actually, this year there's several people that want us to come down there and graft for them. So we're definitely coming over that way, and we may even pick up tree number 64 there. I don't know if
Well,
it's a variety we don't have.
yeah, I'd love you to come on down here, and I'll give you a tour of my garden, and maybe you could do some grafting videos for us.
Sure, I would even, yeah. And if there's anything we have that you don't have, you can let me know, and I'll bring sticks down and graft onto your trees.
Now, do you have a list of everything you do have?
We do, yes. I have a list. Actually, I have it in the mango thing. I try to update it as much as possible because, like I said, we're up to 95 varieties right now. I'm trying to get to 100.
Could you send me a copy of the list, and I'll maybe post it under the video or something?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I can surely do that. Yes.
Well, that's just wonderful. And everybody, if you want me to, Tony, I could put your contact information under the video as well for your Facebook information. But if not, I won't.
No,
But
no, you can do that. You can do that. Sure.
Okay, well, I'll put.
Sure. And I don't know if you can link me to your stuff to mine, so that they can, so anybody that's on mine can see it too, see the video. I mean, I don't know how that works.
Yeah, we'll figure all that out. But I'm just so excited for everything you're doing there and your passion for mangoes.
Oh, believe me, we have more of a passion than you know. But we're also, listen. It's not just for us; it's for everybody else. We're trying to take our gift and give it to everybody else.
Well,
Meaning,
what do your neighbors have to say about what you're doing there?
oh, they love it. You kidding me? All of them. That's why I said they're stopping by all the time and looking into trees, and they get tours of the backyard. They love everything we've done. But the thing is, our yard used to be way more tropical. It was like a paradise here. I mean, not that it isn't now, but it wasn't all these mangoes. It really was 200 palm trees in the backyard and everything else, and among all these other tropical plants. You were like at a botanical garden here at one time. Now you're at a mango botanical
And
garden.
who taught you how to graft?
Would you believe? Now here's something that's really funny. It's just 2 years ago, 3 years ago. It was 3 years ago.
You want to
It's
turn
two
your
and a half.
camera around? You can turn your camera around.
Oh yeah, let me see here. Hold on 1 second. I'm in here. Let me bring this up there. Oh,
Okay, there you go.
okay.
There you go.
There
So
you go.
who taught you how to
Yeah.
graft?
Well, I watched a few videos for one, but let me tell you, when I told you when I was taking the grafts off of that Malika and putting them on to the Julie over there, the first couple videos that I watched, they had nobody said anything about wax. And I'm telling you this now, so that anybody out there that grafts, please don't use wax, because I saw a video where they used wax, and the very first 35 grafts that I did, I got 15 to take out of 35. Yes, that's incredible. And then I watched that video about the graft with wax, using wax. And after that, I started using wax on all of my grafts from that point on. That was from July all the way to the end of the year. And I did 100 grafts, and every one of those failed, because what happened was where I put the wax, when it heated up during the day, it made that wax go in between the union, and so nothing would take. You couldn't have that, and I didn't really understand that at first. And so then that winter, I started seeing some more videos, and nobody was using wax. So the next year, I stopped using wax, and my success rate went through the roof. Right now, I'm 90%. I'm a 90% grafter from in the spring and fall, and in the summer, I'm about a 65 to 70%.
Okay, and so what do you use for wrapping your grafts? Do you
Well,
use
I'm using right
tape or
now the buddy tape. I'm using buddy tape, which is that nice stretchy tape. That's the best stuff. I know it's expensive, and I was using that other stuff, and I think that because it was kind of hard and stuff, that the water was getting into my grafts. My grafts weren't tight, and so that buddy tape is the best stuff. And also using ties. This summer, I didn't use ties for a month, and my success rate was really bad. I turned around, started using ties every graft, and it went to 70%, and it was unbelievable. So
say
ties are
ties? What
another
do you mean?
important.
What do you mean ties when you say ties?
Well, the here I'll show the ties. Um, you put around your graft union so that it stays nice and tight. And I'll just show you real quick. I have one right here.
I use the whites, the white.
Yeah, there's white, and this is a black one. You see this?
Oh, the ties. Really, you use those? Okay.
I use these, and I don't put them real tight, but I put them tight, really snug, and that keeps them together, because the buddy tape, I found out, this is what happened. The buddy tape during the summer, because it's so hot, would make that buddy tape stretch a little bit, and so that the union wasn't tightly together, because even though it was tight when you wrapped it, but over a week of hot, real 90-degree humidity, guess what? That stuff just relaxed, and I think that's what caused my failure.
Yes. Oh wow, wow.
So
Well,
so since I changed that, that was the only thing I changed, and everything went upward.
well, that's great. That's great. And you have a wonderful place there. I'm going to put your contact information below the video if everybody wants to contact you, and you have some wonderful videos on your website as well. And we're going to
Well,
keep
thank
an eye on
you.
what you're doing and see your success rate.
Appreciate it. And like I said, I love watching your videos too as well because you have so many cool things.
Yes, when you come down there, we definitely got to meet. And yeah, my friend Richard, he was doing exactly what you're doing for like 7 or 8 years, and he just cut back everything, and now he's got a different plan.
Uh,
But you'll get to see that, and like me, learn from what people are doing. And I think it's great what you're doing. I look forward to getting your list of all the mangoes you have.
yeah,
Um,
I'll send that to you.
that's great. All right. Well, thank you very much, Tony, for coming on here. And let me ask you, Tony, do you grow anything in pots or is everything in the ground?
No, everything's in the ground. We did try to do pots, and this past year we were having problems with keeping the moisture, and because of that, we were having wilt. So then we just put them in all into the ground. We didn't want to deal with it.
Great, great. Well, it's wonderful, everybody. So get on the link below and check out his YouTube channel and check out. You can contact him on Facebook, and if you don't know how to graft, learn. But if you don't want to learn, contact Tony. He'll come out and help you out. All right, Tony. Thank you again so much, man.
Thank you, Paul. It was nice meeting you, and I look forward to the spring coming down and seeing your place.
Look forward to having you. Keep growing, brother.
All right, thanks a lot. Bye.